But let's get down to business, man. Tonight in studio, joining me, man, Bad Cactus, Vince and Benji. How you guys doing tonight, man?
Pretty good. How about you, Malcolm?
Man, I can't complain. And thank you guys again for coming on tonight. We really, really appreciate it. One Love is coming up April 12th over at the Ice House. You can buy tickets right now, onelovephx.com. And guys, thank you guys so much for one, coming on the show, and two, thank you guys for being a part of this movement. And we really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, sure, man. So let's see. We have in studio, we have Vince and Benji, as I said. This is just two members of Bad Cactus, man.
Just two of us.
How deep do you guys roll? Like, how massive is it? Because last time I checked, it's 9?
9 at our biggest.
9 at our big. Whew.
Yeah. Depending on the date, you know, it could be 3, it could be 4, it could be 10, you know. And anything that the music calls for, anything that the venue calls for. But for things like this, we usually like to roll bigger, give it a more of an impact, you know.
Yeah, man. Well, we really look forward to it, and I tell you guys. But let's get down to it, man. Bad Cactus. Well, let's start with the name. The name Bad Cactus. I mean, we are out in Phoenix. I'm gonna assume that's kind of the lines that we went along.
Yeah, man. So all the brass bands in New Orleans are named for the neighborhood that they represent.
Yeah.
You know. And there wasn't really a brass band in Arizona, so I figured we might as well represent the whole area.
Yeah, you know, I think that makes a lot of sense. You know, Phoenix Afrobeat, they represent all of Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? And so we appreciate you guys doing that, man, because you guys bring a sound to Phoenix that isn't here, and that Phoenix needs so much.
It's here now.
It's here now. And so let's see how long. And you guys have been here for a minute now as Bad Cactus, man.
5 years.
Yeah, let's talk about the origins of that. What got Bad Cactus started?
I moved here. I met a bunch of horn players who were excellent and didn't have a band to play in, and there wasn't anybody doing it. And I thought, well, let's see what can be done.
Yeah.
And people have dug it.
And the music is so rich with history, you know.
Yeah.
Just from New Orleans itself, like, you can't deny it no matter where you are. So, like,
sure.
You got to play it. You got to have it. You got to hear it. People don't know they want to hear it, but they want to hear it.
No, that's the real, thank you. And that's what I say, you know, I constantly say, I'm like, you guys fill a void that isn't there. And people, you know, we were talking about off air, we were saying that people want real music. And like, they want it, they just don't know it yet. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's such a crazy thing that you guys bring a sound, and you guys have such a following around Phoenix. And it's so awesome that when I'm out in the street giving out a flyer, they say, Bad Cactus. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And I remember, like, even Guy, he was like, oh, they nasty, man. You go, oh, they're so nasty. They're great. And it's funny because
you can tell him it's mutual.
Yeah, oh, well,
Guy is fantastic.
Hey, man, and he knows it, and he's really who pushed you guys. He was like, you got to have them, you got to have them on, and it was so great because when I hear you guys and when I describe you guys, if no one knows Bad Cactus, I'm like, you'll feel like you're right down in the French Quarter. Mm-hmm. You will feel like you were right down there on Bourbon Street, skipping along. Yep. To every bar when you guys hear your sound. And I want to know, but what brought you guys together? What Benji, you said that you came from Boston. You were, you came out here and you found a whole bunch of horn players. But what made you pick the guys, and what made you say, like, let's do this?
I just listened to who sounded like they could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you've heard the music. You know what you're looking for in a trumpet player, and a saxophone player, and a drummer, and I had to wait a few years until I heard enough people. And, okay, let's try this. And
yeah. And how many years in the making was it to get the right sound, to get the right amount of people?
Well, I mean, maybe we're still working on it.
Yeah, that's always in the making. You're always looking for
the
best sound, the best fit. You know, and with how the band operates now, it's not always the same group of musicians every time we perform. You know, we're always trying to find people that work the best together, the people that work. That really bring that New Orleans kind of fire to it, you know.
Yeah.
Just trying to find the best fit and find the most energy, because it's about energy as much as it is, you know, virtuosity when you're playing. I'm not saying that any one of us are virtuosos, but you know, you got to be able to play your instrument, and then you got to be able to, you know, light a fire under someone's ass while you're playing it too.
Yeah. Yeah, man, and we feel that. You know what? I've seen you guys play a few times at events around Phoenix, and every single time I'm like, you guys bring that energy. You guys bring that fire. That it's just you don't hear it in Phoenix. And I think every time you hear it, you feel like, wow, like it's insane the energy that you guys put out there when you guys perform. What's the best part about performing?
losing yourself, honestly, is the best
Sure.
part about performing. Like, I know a lot of people get, kind of a high from the crowd and from kind of the atmosphere of what's going on. But if, you're really in the music and you're really enjoying what you're doing, you don't care about any of that, what's going on around you. You're just caring about, losing yourself in that moment as often as you can. It's not that often, unfortunately, but, getting to that moment, trying to get to that moment every time you play, I think is the best part about performing.
Sure. Sure. Benji, you spin on this?
I'm a very social musician. I mean, for me, it's just like a way of hanging out with my friends and a way of hanging out with the people at the show. A way of hanging out that I like.
Yeah.
So, that's what it is for me. I like to see the guys having fun.
Yeah, every time
it's
the band
fun.
plays, it's like a little reunion almost,
Yeah.
Because, we all do our own thing, It's a band, so we're not together all the time, This isn't our full-time day gig, So when we see each other, we're all friends, and we all like to play music with each other, and that part of it too is really enjoyable.
Sure. I mean, and it's so great, I think, when you see that social aspect of performing, and I think you lose that when you get lost in the music industry. They lose that connection to fans.
Don't worry, we're not lost in the music industry.
Good. Well, and you don't want to be. I think when you see, these performers that are out here, just playing all the time, and with these record deals, and when you get caught up in the politics of the industry, you lose the reason that you're doing it. And I think you guys speak bounds to that. You guys are over here saying that it's social, and I think that's a good thing.
Man.
I've never heard an artist just flat out say like, no, we do it. It's social. There's a social energy. There's a social collateral that we feel when we get to perform for people.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I think that's so great.
I mean, those folks you're talking about with record deals, that I don't have anything against having a great show.
Yeah.
There is something to be said for having a beautifully scripted show where you keep the audience, right in the palm of your hand the whole time, and it's boom, boom, boom. And we try to do that as much as we can, but
Sure.
That's not the most fun part.
Yeah.
That's just like part of the craft.
It's just a part of it.
Yeah.
Sure. Now, influence-wise, I think, we brought up a few artists off air, but I want to know, what inspires you guys to continue doing what you're doing, and what inspires this sound? I think, you guys are so talented. You guys could have taken any genre. You guys could have taken it anywhere, and you guys still very well could. But what makes you say Zydeco? What makes you say New Orleans brass? We want to bring that funk to you guys.
I mean, there's a lot to that, and it's always kind of hard to condense it down into a few names. But, there are bands out of New Orleans like the Rebirth Brass Band, the Soul Rebels Brass Band, that speak to, the modern state of this music right now, that we definitely check out on a constant basis. But, you have to go back further. You have to go back to the jazz elements. You have to go back to Louis Armstrong. You have to go back to Miles Davis. You have to go back to George Clinton. You have to go back to James Brown, to Prince, to Michael Jackson. All of that is a part of this music. What it really is it's a Black American music. And you have to, and all of those people that are a part of that and that are still a part of that today is really where it comes from, and that's who we listen to, and that's who we try to aspire to be.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you have to bring your own new element to that too. So we try to. It's always a juggling act, when you're playing and you're listening and you're trying to come up with new ideas, because you have to keep one foot in the past and one foot in the future.
Sure.
Glad you mentioned the Soul Rebels, man. Their new album is my favorite album of the year.
We actually just opened up for them a couple months back at the Rhythm Room.
No way.
That was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're quite a band.
Yeah.
He said quite a band. They're quite a band. No, some of them are killer. No, I was talking about my family being from New Orleans, and it's awesome. I don't know if I don't think I've seen them, but we hear them, man. We definitely hear them, and I do that. They pop off at family reunions. Cool.
Yeah, right.
They make them very, very exciting.
Right.
But I want to know, man, what can we look forward to? What's coming next for Bad Cactus? When it comes music wise, maybe performance wise. But where will Bad Cactus be next week? Where will it be 5 years from now? So on.
Creatively, it's an interesting question. there. I don't know exactly. The band is in a little bit of a transition, you know,
Sure.
because I just took over control of the band maybe a year ago now from Benji to my left here. So, you know, trying to reestablish both what I'm doing, what the band has already been doing, and trying to move forward is a little bit of an obstacle and a challenge. But right now we're just kind of going with the flow. We did a lot of calls for private and public events, you know, like One Love and
Sure.
people's weddings. And, you know, we just played yesterday at the Tempe History Museum for an event they have called Loud.
Right on.
And, you know, all of these events want something a little bit different from us. So so it's hard to balance some of it, but you know, we're all learning tunes, we're all keeping an ear open, we're all thinking of new things as much as we can and bringing that to the band whenever we can.
Yeah.
So we don't have any 5-year plans going on.
But you're open to whatever. You know, you're open. I know one thing's for sure is that you guys are open to keeping the funk alive.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what I get off of you guys. You know, and I think when it comes to plans down the road, people, you know, it's a beautiful thing to say I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, because who really knows?
Yeah.
Who really knows what's going to happen? I don't. You know, but one thing's for damn sure is that you guys are so talented. I know that we're going to keep up the funk. We're going to keep it alive. It's going to be an insane thing.
Thank you, sir.
You know, so thank you guys again for coming in. And I want to just ask one last question is, you guys performing at the One Love Music Festival.
Yes.
Correct.
And I wanted this festival because I wanted to speak on love and I wanted to speak on what One Love and what does One Love mean to you guys?
It means happiness. It means Bob Marley. It means having fun and loving everyone who's around you. It means all those things. You know, I mean, I think Bob Marley represents all of that in just 2 words there.
Sure.
I haven't been to the festival yet. It hasn't happened, so I don't know. I'm waiting to find out.
Yeah, man.
But it sounds like you want something good, so we're glad to be part of it.
Yeah, man, we really do. So thank you guys again, man. Bad Cactus in studio tonight on Blazin After Dark. Social media info, man, so people can follow you guys, get connected with you guys. You guys
Just
are
look
around
up
Phoenix
Bad
all the
Cactus
time.
Brass Band on whatever.
Facebook, Bad Cactus Brass Band, and then we have our own website, badcactusbrassband.com.
Right on. Thank you guys again, man. Bad Cactus in studio, man, bringing that funk, bringing that New Orleans steez, man, that nastiness, that oh my God. You like I don't know what to say. I lose it every single time. Like just when I don't know what else to say, but I'm gonna quote Guy on this one. Just say that y'all nasty, y'all
Thanks,
nasty.
man.
You know what I'm saying? And I tell that to people sometimes. They're like, I don't want to be nasty. I'm like, no,
you
but
do.
but you want it, the nastier the better. You guys,
Yeah,
you guys
do.
are nasty, man. All right, Bad Cactus, man, get with them. They're live in studio, man, tonight on Blazin After Dark. Bad Cactus Brass